Hey everyone, welcome back to the Everton Career Mode. It's Season 2, Episode 5, and this one is an absolute banger, guys, and includes, honestly, one of the best games I've played so far this series. We have two games against Frankfurt in the Champions League, so it'll be interesting to see how it differs tactically from game to game. We also play Burnley and Leeds, so there's a lot to watch. First up, this Champions League game, and we're doing really good in the group. First with 6 points, and if we get a win against Frankfurt, I feel like we'll have a good chance to get into the knockout stages. But this isn't going to be easy because Frankfurt, I think, has some aces up their sleeve. From what it looks like on paper, they've got some good players. Boer, their striker, is a very mobile one. He has a good finish on him, and right behind him is what I think their main threat, Kamada. The guy's got 88 vision, and he's going to be a thorn in our side. We need to neutralize him. But they've got threats all over. They've got really pacey wingers who have good dribbling in Karamu and Silas. So they're going to be probably utilized heavily. And behind them, you've got Jibril Sow, who is just an excellent deep-lying playmaker. He's got the defensive acumen, but he has 85 short passing. He's got good long passing, and he can just dictate from deep. Core to pair him, just a solid CDM. So it looks like a 4-2-3-1 with a very, very good mix. They've got a left back who is going to bomb forward in Gunter. He's very fast. And on right back, they're playing a center back. So maybe he shifts over and they make a back three at times. We'll see during the game how that works. And they've got a very experienced CB partnership in Hinteregger and CDB, who's converted into a CB. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup here. We're going to go with the 4-3-3. It is an away game, and the pragmatism from last episode, I'm going to keep it going this episode. It seemed to have worked. We seem to stop leaking goals just a little bit with good wins against Spurs and West Ham, so that's what I'm going to go with. Di Lorenzo plays for me at right back in all the European games. I'm going to rotate in Brooks because Gakpo is really fatigued, and I'm going to play Cantwell as a more advanced playmaker, but we're going to take it very slow and just feel out the game. All right, here we go, guys.
Dieses Spiel bekommen sind. Hier sind die heutigen Gäste von Everton und Eintracht Frankfurt.
Guys, Frankfurt came out ultra aggressive. They were pressuring us all the time. High press, ball pressure. It was very difficult to get anything going, very difficult to breathe. And this has a lot of positives for teams that choose to play like this, but there's also negatives. And this is one of them. You get overzealous and you get a red card. Schlotterbeck goes right into Decore, and this is a trade-off. Sometimes the ultra-aggressiveness works for you, sometimes it doesn't. And this time he went in, studs up, brought Decore down, and all of a sudden Frankfurt finds himself a man down, and the game changes. The game changed also for me. Decore was injured, so I had to bring him off and bring on Davies. But I have to say, early on for Frankfurt, they actually got more aggressive after this. They applied a very high press, and it was just very interesting to see. I mean, we played around it because we're a decent team, but they were brave. We got some chances. Calvert-Lewin had a good one. It's saved. But I have to say, it's just very interesting. And look how many players they have in our third. Only two guys back for them. Fullbacks push high forward, and they play very direct here, and they get their chances. Pickford has to make an excellent save here, and it's just very interesting to see how they switched on even more after this. And just look at this, how high and intense a press they put. Phillips pressured, Calvert-Lewin in midfield pressured, and yes, we play around it, and we get another decent chance here. It works around to Davies. He puts a ball just off the crossbar. It's brought back in. Cantwell saved by the goalie. What a sequence of events that was. But Frankfurt kept on coming, and early in this first half, it was very hard to get anything going. I was a little bit flustered by how bravely they were attacking me, and they got just as many chances as I did, and they were very good. Pickford had to be on top of his game. Again, we did have just as many chances as them, but we lacked teeth. We lacked this cutting edge, and we were getting chances, but they weren't clear. Alright guys, second half, I decided it's time to switch things up. 4-4-2, we're bringing on Alan St. Maximin. you know what, we're up a man, we're supposed to be taking the initiative, so we're going to go at them. And it paid instant dividends. The second half was entirely dominated by us. Frankfurt no longer had any opportunities, and we were just playing inspired football. That change of formation plus Alan St-Maximin coming on was just perfect. Look at this pass by Davies, the run by Richarlison, a threaded ball, and it's in the back of the net, guys. 1-0, a curler from Richarlison, and this is exactly what we needed. We didn't have this cutting edge in the first half. We lacked the teeth. Change in formation, and all of a sudden you find yourself in exactly the position you want, up against a team who has a man down, and from there on the floodgates open, and we had chance after chance saved by the goalkeeper trap. He had a decent game, he was doing what he could, but we had chance after chance, and it was lucky that they weren't already down 2 or 3 by that point. We have a corner, Calvert-Lewin powers the header in, 2-0 guys, and we are coasting easily. And it's down to some small tactical tweaks, because sometimes you see a team that's a man down actually sits back and gets a result, but not this time. We made the appropriate change here. Richarlison was tired, so I brought in Mopai, and again this paid instant dividends. We have a very decent opportunity. Mopai makes the run, one touch, bang, it's in the back of the net, guys. 3-0, and it's done and dusted at this point. A very good finish from Mopai and a very good pass from Calvert-Lewin. Very simple. I mean, at this point, Frankfurt was still trying to attack, which was very interesting, even with 3 goals down, but okay. Davies played an excellent game for us. He was dictating play, and this just capped off the performance, guys. Mopai back heel, Calvert-Lewin squares in, and Alan St-Maximin for 4-0. And that's all she wrote. This was a very interesting game to start. And it would have been much, much different if that red card didn't show itself. Because Frankfurt, I have to say, had some balls to play like they did and to continue playing like that when they were a man down and multiple goals down. But at the end of the day, we get the win. An important one in the Champions League, guys. 4-0. Now 9 points in the group. What a start to this Champions League campaign it is. Alright, unfortunately, guys, Doucouré picked up that injury, and it so happens to be a broken toe again, out for 3 months, and this is so unfortunate. He's gonna miss that Christmas period grind again, just like last season, and this is exactly why you have depth, because it's the business end of the season. Going into the Christmas, we're gonna need as many players as possible fit, because we're at the top of the league, and that's where we want to stay, guys, as long as we can. It's very tight. 1 to 10 is basically 3-4 points difference, but we're doing extremely well, both offensively and defensively. Okay, we had a few games where we leaked some goals in the league, but for the most part, we're doing very well, and we have to look to continue that. West Ham, I just want to note here, has 8 straight losses and are in relegation zone. If this continues, I'm just saying, they have a bunch of good players, Rice, Souček, Zuma, that we might look to pick up if they get relegated. I'm keeping an eye out on this, but first and foremost, we do have to focus on ourselves. 1 game at a time, guys. It's the Burnley game up next. We just need to win 1 game at a time, and maybe we'll pull a Leicester and win the title. Dreams, guys. All right, Burnley have refreshed the squad a little bit, especially up front. Wilson and Poulsen now are the 2 strikers they're going with, and this is a pretty good partnership. A target man paired with Wilson, who's fast. In fact, they're both mobile and just very quality strikers who can prove a handful. They still have Dwight McNeil out wide, putting really good crosses in. Lennon's playing, who still has a yard of pace, but I'm assuming he's playing over Goodmanson and other right mids for either rotation purposes or injuries. They've got an interesting CM partnership. It's a hard-working one, but a little bit slow, just average. They have an average back line as well. Nothing too crazy. They have the stamina to go with it, but honestly, they're going to be sitting in that low block. That's what Burnley does, 4-4-2, right? Defensive solidity. They still got James Tarkowski, who leads the defensive line, and they're bringing in a younger Collins to pair. It's an average squad, and we should be able to win this. In fact, we've done historically very well against Burnley, 3-0 and 4-0, so I expect this to continue. I'm not making too many changes. Like I said, I don't want to rotate too much. I had to rotate both Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin for Mopai and Tony because of fatigue, and I'm bringing on Rodgers, giving him another chance at left back, and hopefully we can get a positive result here, guys.
Welcome, the visitors, the Clarets, and your Everton! And Everton line up as follows.
Alright guys, nothing too surprising here from Burnley. They lumped it up to their target man, and that's how they started their offense, which is nothing surprising. Though I will say I didn't expect them to play such good one-touch football. And here they get a really good chance. Lennon gets on the end of it and he puts it in, but it's offside just. And that was a first warning sign here for us because legitimately Burnley played some very good football and they mixed it up. They didn't always go to their target man. They put it to Wilson here, and he had a great opportunity saved by Pickford. Finally, we were able to get a foothold in this game, and who else but Alan St. Maximin? He nips it from their defenders, and he starts driving, and he skips in the challenge, and he's getting those Everton fans off their seats. He cuts back, gets it to Mopai. Guendouzi surges in, and it's 1-0, guys. What a goal. What a drive from Alan St. Maximin. And then Guendouzi with that perfectly timed run from the midfield. That's exactly what you want to see. And Burnley was down 1-0 and we started defending very well, guys. Look, Rodgers nips it. Aaron's fast enough to get there. Defends well. Here we go. Wilson's on his bike, but Koulibaly gets there in time. And then Aaron's one-on-one. No problem, guys. We defended very well. I had to bring off Mopai in the second half. He picked up an injury. I'm really hoping it's nothing too long term, but it's next man up, and Gray did just fine. Burnley, on the other hand, when they go 1-0 down, and we've seen this in games past, the game opens up, and it did so here. Tony puts a great ball in for Guendouzi, and I don't know how he did not put that on target. I am mystified. The game was back and forth. Burnley had their opportunities, and to be fair, they mixed it up. It wasn't always just crosses. They played one-touch football a lot, and it was beautiful to watch, and we were fortunate not to lose a goal there, guys. They also tried to play off the counter, but here, Koulibaly plays it like a boss. We get it out wide to Gakpo, and he whips this in. Alan St. Maximin flies at it, and it's 2-0, guys. He puts it in. That is not something you see often, Alan St. Maximin getting a header, but he wanted it more. The desire was there over that right back. And we are in a commanding position against a team that really doesn't do too well when they go down. I bring on some subs, the Silva and Townsend. They need some game time, and this is a decent opportunity to give that to them. But unfortunately, right after I make this substitution, Burnley has a counter. They get it up to Poulsen, and it goes off Koulibaly. It's unfortunate. There wasn't a defensive error there. It's just... these things happen, and unfortunately, it's 2-1. Look at it, guys. Like, I'm not going to blame anybody. Maybe someone in the midfield for even getting there, but the game gets nervy at that point, right? Because, like, it's 2-1. Maybe they can nick it. We tried to put the game away, to kill the game, as Mourinho would say, and Gray had a really good opportunity, uses his pace to get in behind it, jumps a bit for him, and it's unfortunate. He misses. Burnley would scratch and claw and try to get it up until the end of the game. Pickford makes a save, and we hang on to a 2-1 here, guys. It's important to scratch these results. If you want to stay at the top of the table, get top 4, or win the league, you really need to convert those draws to wins, and we didn't let it slip, guys. It was a good performance. So Mopai ends up being injured for 3 months, guys, with a broken toe. What's up with these guys breaking their toes all of a sudden? I don't get it. But that's what happens, and we need to assess our squad. Is the depth there? I think it is. Our best starting lineup is Phillips, Guendouzi as CMs, Alan St. Maximin, Gakpo wide, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin up front, Dean, Godfrey, Koulibaly and Aarons as the backline, obviously Pickford and net. And if you look at the bench, even with the injuries, we are still deep. We've got Tony, Gray can come in as striker, Davies, Cantwell, guys like this, De Silva in the middle. I think we're pretty much covered for every position, and that's good. However, we always need backups and contingencies, which is why I always populate the shortlist with guys that I think we're going to need to replace, because there's injuries and there's also guys that maybe get sold, and you're just forced to, because there's such a better club coming in that's how I play. If a good enough club comes in, you go. And I feel like the strikers are the most susceptible. Someone's going to come in at some point for Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. We need to be prepared. That's why my shortlist has a lot of strikers on it. And this is where you guys come in. I need you to go into the comments section and just, look through the guys I have here and tell me what you think. Tell me who I should buy next if it comes push to shove. Or if you have a name of your own, just put it into the comment section. I love it when you guys interact. So definitely do that. For me, Watkins, Larson, Osimhen here from Napoli. If we can pry him, that would be a great replacement if Richarlison ends up going. Then I have left backs because I have a feeling Dean will leave, sort of like Allen did. Angelino is a bit too high an overall. I don't think we can get him in. He's improved over the last season. But Mendes, Estupiñán, Tierney, these are all realistic targets. If Dean goes, we can maybe replace. And then I have a bunch of CBs because Godfrey and Holgate are young and these guys always get pried out. So I have a number of CBs. Maybe we can even improve at that point, at that position. Just look through, guys, and tell me what you like. Tell me what you think. If you have any names of your own, put it into the comments section. For now, we're going to go on to the Leeds games here, guys, and it's at Ellen Road. This is always interesting. The last game we played, we lost 3-1. Bamford scored a hat-trick, and that's because we couldn't beat the press, and Leeds' offense was just on point. And that's the main threat going into this game. Bamford and Rafinha, they're still playing, and they're going to cause you buckets of trouble. They still have Cleek, and they're playing Rodrigo, so this is an even more offensive lineup. They are rotating and are bleeding in new talent. They are playing Somerville and Bate. I haven't been able to scout them, so they're a bit of an unknown quantity, but it looks like they're refreshing the squad. They're playing Firpo out wide at left back. Obviously, these guys are going to be bombing forward. It's Leeds. Everybody bombs forward. Shackleton, CM is playing right back, so it seems like it's an ultra-offensive lineup. And then they switch their CBs to Llorente and Mavropanos. So it's an interesting lineup from Leeds, and it's an away game. So I always play 4-3-3 against them. I need that extra solidity. When they attack in midfield, I need the numbers, and they press. So I need to be able to play out. That's why Holgate's playing, and that's why Cantwell's playing. They're really good on the ball, so that'll add to my ability to play out from the back. And that's really important because, like I said before, you beat the press, you beat Leeds.
Please make some noise as we welcome our visitors Everton and your Leeds United. Today's team for Leeds United.
So Leeds actually didn't have a high intense press, which surprised me, but did play into my hands. We moved it around well. We played in Gakpo early on, guys, and he puts it just wide. That was a great opportunity, but I was surprised. I thought high press was in Leeds' DNA under Bielsa. They're switching it up, it seems, but they did keep true to their offensive nature. But Koulibaly early on, I mean, look at that stoic poise in defense. Great to see. But like I said, this was always going to be back and forth, and Leeds pushed up the ball as far and as quickly as possible, as much as possible. And they cut it back here, and they have a really good opportunity from distance. It's saved by Pickford. We try to play it out from the back. They pressed a little bit more later on. We can't get it out from the back, and this is a great chance for Rodrigo, and he does not even put it on target. But this is a warning sign for us. That was horrendous defense, and we are lucky that this didn't even go on target. Maybe Pickford would have had it, maybe not, but he certainly should have done better. We continue to attack and finally get something going here. It's great hold-up play from Calvert-Lewin. It's a one-touch cross from Aarons, and he powers it in, guys. 1-0, and this is exactly what we needed. What a play. It's perfect from Calvert-Lewin. He does the simple thing and passes it off, and then he turns and he gets into the box. And this is very simple stuff, but this is exactly what you want to see. And honestly, like normally I would be happy that we're 1-0 up, but with Leeds, you never know, and they always attack, right? And they get another chance here. It's a slide roll pass, and Pickford makes a save. The first chance of the second half for Leeds is a perfect example and illustrates how a situation can be played incorrectly. In the first half, Koulibaly with stoic poise plays it perfectly. Here, Aarons gets beat. Koulibaly, you need to come across and stop this. The cross cannot go in. It does. Leeds 1-1. But this is criminal because you have to stop that cross at all costs. This is not a breakaway where you have to cover a cutback. The teammates will do that for you. Also, Pickford should have had this. It's short post. There's no excuse. But Koulibaly needed to play that better. He didn't. We don't go down. We go right back on the attack. And this is what I like to do, guys, nowadays. And this is sort of my alteration to the conceded tactic. Play it. Switch the play through the middle often. And here Calvert-Lewin gets on the end of it, guys. And I love this goal. It's 2-1. I love it because this is my personal twist on the conceded tactic. Yes, we want to give it to the wide players who cut in, and that's how we create with overlapping fullbacks, but I personally really like switching the play through the middle quickly. Either that or play vertically very fast. This is what I like. Leeds obviously are not going to ever sit. It's either 5-0 up, 5-0 down. It doesn't matter. They're going to attack, and Pickford makes an absolutely brilliant save. What a save from Pickford to keep it at 2-1. And Leeds would continue to attack here, guys. They aren't going to let up. And Pickford, called upon again, makes a great save. At this point, I'm thinking it's late on in the game. Let's put some extra legs in midfield because I don't want Leeds running on us off the park in the last few minutes of the game. So I bring on the Silva and Davies. I thought it would help, and it did. Leeds only had one more opportunity. Pickford makes the save, and that's it, guys. We get this 2-1 result just like in the Burnley game, and we continue marching on. We're still first in the table, this means, and you can just start to maybe think about something extra special this season. Alright guys, it's time for our second Champions League game of this episode, again against Frankfurt, and I'm just going to go straight into it. We have 9 points to the top of the group. If we win this, I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed knockout stages. So let's go, guys. I'm not going to do a tactical analysis. I'm just switching to a 4-4-2, best squad, and we know what to expect from Frankfurt from the first game. And I'm just going to say this, sit back and enjoy because I think this is one of the best games of this series so far.
Welcome the two teams to the pitch.
This game was fireworks, guys. It was absolutely nuts. Frankfurt was absolutely nuts. They play with reckless abandon. The way they push so many players forward, they're so attacking, so aggressive that they leave just gaps everywhere. And in the first 10 minutes, we could have easily been up 3-0. Easily. I mean, look at this. Acres of space. And a team like ours with so much pace, we can easily take advantage. Calvert-Lewin has one shot stop and another save from the goalie from Richarlison's rebound. This was constant back and forth. Frankfurt had a chance, but Godfrey with his pace came back and we went right back onto the attack. 1, 2, 3 passes and we're already attacking them. Alan St. Maximin passes and then look at this. There's one center back. We play it around easily and Gakpo puts it in, but it's inexplicable. I've never seen a team get carved up like this with one center back on the break. They got destroyed early on the break. It was ridiculous. But guys, that's only one side of the coin because Frankfurt had their chances. Like I said, offensively, they were just magnificent. There's a ball in here and Pickford has to make a great save off of that shot from Karamu. And then Kamada picks out a Just a beautiful pass here. They work it in for Bohr, and Pickford has to make another save. Frankfurt was not sleeping. They had their chances. And then, again, back and forth, we have our own, and we play a very nice pass and play here. Guendouzi back heel, Calvert-Lewin back heel, another back heel, across into the box, and Calvert-Lewin can't put it on net, but that was beautiful. And Frankfurt wouldn't let up, and they had their chances yet again. Who do you think came to save the day? Pickford. This was just such a high-octane game. It was ridiculous. Every 5 minutes, a shot on target. There was a collision inside the box right before the end of the first half, and one of the players for Frankfurt went down, and then we sort of played it around. I didn't see this until the cross came in, and we scored. But immediately after, I felt bad. I felt bad because this is unsportsmanlike. We shouldn't have let play continue. One of their players was down inside the box, and we really should have stopped play. This was not good. This was not right. Guys, I decided to give Frankfurt a goal back. It's the right thing to do. Sportsmanship is important, and this has happened before. In the championship a few years ago, Bielsa ordered his team to give Villa a goal back because Villa had a man down and Leeds ended up capitalizing. So this has happened, and I tried to give Frankfurt the ball back here, but as you can see, Pickford was making some saves and they were struggling a bit to put the ball in the back of the net. Eventually, I played it out incorrectly from the back. Bohr gets it, and he smashes it into the top corner. Worldly goal. I just wanted them to have this goal back so it can be fair. Mission accomplished, and now it's back to the game. Guendouzi gets a decent chance on the edge of the box here. It's blocked. Gakpo saves it with a cross, and Alan St. Maximin flies in 3-1. Wow, he's making a habit of this now. Flying in out of nowhere for these headers. I mean, I'll take it any way I can get it, but it's really surprising from Alan St. Maximin. This is the first time he's been doing this, but a great goal nonetheless, and 3-1 up. You'd think that eventually they break, but they bent. They didn't break, and eventually they had a great chance. Kamada puts it in the top corner, 3-2. Wow. And Frankfurt just kept on coming. Yes, they lost a lot of goals, but because they were set up so ultra aggressively with such attacking prowess, they continued to get their own goals. And I thought at 3-2, with the fatigue, it was worth it to bring on some fresh legs. Even though I was sacrificing quality, I switched to a 4-3-3 and I brought on Townsend, Tony, and De Silva, but I'm wondering if that may be a mistake now looking back at it, because literally right after this substitution, Frankfurt starts off from the goalkeeper and they have a very decent chance here, and they play it around. There's a mistake somewhere here in the defense because just one ball plays everyone for fools. Short post, Pickford gets beaten. It's 3-3, guys. 3-3. Honestly, I was coasting a little bit because the amount of space I had, it was free-flowing football, and I thought I was doing very well, and all of a sudden, I find myself, and it's 3-3, and that was just shambolic defense and just bad from Pickford. I don't give up, and we rally. It was a bad ball here, but Townsend fights for it. He puts it in for Tony, who makes a simple layoff pass, and Guendouzi strikes a beauty into the back of the net, guys. 82nd minute, and we're up 4-3. Yes, this is it. 4-3, this is exactly what we needed. Perfect hold-up play. Guendouzi running on the end of it, just like the instructions say. And it's a great goal, and my blood is pumping, and we had another go at Frankfurt. I mean, this game, like I said, had so many chances. Alan St. Maximin drives in the middle, and he gets a shot. It's saved by Trapp. What an amazing save. And then in the last moments of the game, Frankfurt would rally, and they had another chance. Here we go. Literally the last seconds of the game, that maybe it should have been already called. Godfrey makes an interception, and he gives it away. 4-4. Thank you. Thank you very much, Godfrey. Unbelievable. This game was just unbelievable. Probably the best I've played in this series, and that surely is the last kick of the game. And And we lost it in the last minute because Godfrey, as usual, has to do something stupid. Just clear it, boy. Nope. It's tough to take. It's 4-4, guys. What a game. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I will see you next time, guys. Laters.